What if I told you the Wicked Witch wasn't actually wicked at all, that everything you knew about Oz was a lie? This is the story of Elphaba Thropp, a green-skinned girl who became the most feared woman in Oz, not because she was evil, but because she dared to stand up for what was right. Buckle up, because this tale of friendship, betrayal, and magic will change everything you thought you knew about the Wizard of Oz. This is Wicked for Good.
Our story picks up right where part 1 left us hanging. Elphaba has just defied gravity, literally flying away from the Emerald City after discovering the wizard's dark secret. She's now branded as the Wicked Witch of the West, public enemy #1 in Oz. But here's the twist, she's actually the only one fighting for what's right. Meanwhile, Glinda the Good is stuck playing the role of Oz's golden girl. She's adored by everyone, smiling and waving, but inside, she's torn apart. Her best friend is now considered a terrorist, and Glinda knows the truth, but she's too afraid to speak up. The movie opens with Elphaba hiding in the outskirts of Oz. She's not alone though. She's rescued several more animals, those talking creatures the wizard has been systematically silencing and imprisoning. She's built a secret sanctuary, a hidden network protecting those the regime wants to erase. But the wizard isn't sitting idle. He's launched a full propaganda campaign. Giant posters of Elphaba's green face plaster every wall in the Emerald City, labeling her as dangerous, a threat to all of Oz. The citizens eat it up. Fear is a powerful weapon. Glinda is now the wizard's right hand, his perfect puppet. He parades her around, using her popularity to legitimize his rule. But Madame Morrible, that conniving headmistress, is pulling strings from the shadows. She's teaching Glinda advanced sorcery, molding her into a weapon. Here's where it gets complicated. Fiyero, that handsome prince who was caught between both women, has gone missing. After helping Elphaba escape in part 1, he vanished. Glinda thinks he abandoned them both. Elphaba fears he's dead. Neither knows the truth yet. Elphaba learns that the wizard is planning something catastrophic. He's building a machine, a device that will strip animals of their ability to speak permanently. It's not just oppression anymore, it's genocide disguised as progress. She can't do this alone. Elphaba needs allies. She travels to Kiamo-Ko, a crumbling castle in the western mountains. This becomes her base of operations. It's dark, isolated, perfect for someone the whole world is hunting. Back in the Emerald City, Glinda is drowning in guilt. She attends lavish parties, cuts ribbons, gives speeches about unity and hope. But at night, she cries. She's lost both her best friend and the man she loves. She's living a gilded lie. Then a resistance forms, citizens who don't believe the propaganda, people who've seen animals disappear from their neighborhoods. They're calling themselves the Wickeds, inspired by Elphaba's defiance. They tag buildings with green graffiti, sabotage the wizard's supply lines, spread the truth. The wizard is furious. He orders Glinda to hunt down Elphaba personally, use magic to track her, capture her, end this rebellion. Glinda refuses at first, but Morrible threatens to expose her. You see, Glinda helped Elphaba escape. She's technically a traitor too. Morrible has been holding this over her head the entire time. Backed into a corner, Glinda agrees, but she has a plan. She'll find Elphaba, sure, but not to capture her, to warn her, to finally make things right. Glinda journeys to Kiamo-Ko under the guise of an official mission. When she arrives, it's not a warm reunion. Elphaba's guard is up. She's been betrayed before. Why should she trust Glinda now? But Glinda breaks down. She confesses everything. The propaganda machine, Morrible's manipulation, the machine that will silence the animals forever. She tells Elphaba about the wizard's ultimate plan. He wants to expand beyond Oz, to conquer other lands using magic as his weapon. Just as they're beginning to reconcile, disaster strikes. The wizard's forces have followed Glinda. It was a trap, but not one Glinda set. Morrible enchanted her, used her as a tracking beacon without her knowledge. The castle is surrounded. Flying monkeys, the wizard's soldiers, war machines, it's an all-out siege. Elphaba and Glinda must fight side by side for the first time since Shiz University. Their combined magic is incredible, a storm of green and pink light, but they're outnumbered. During the chaos, Elphaba reveals something shocking. Fiyero isn't dead. She saved him after he was captured, but at a terrible cost. To preserve his life, she had to transform him. She turned him into the Scarecrow, unable to feel pain, practically immortal, but no longer quite human. Glinda is devastated and relieved all at once. Fiyero has been with Elphaba this whole time, helping her, but he didn't want Glinda to see what he'd become. He thought she'd be horrified. But there's no time for emotional reunions. The wizard's forces breach the castle. Morrible herself appears, her magic dark and twisted. She reveals the final piece of the puzzle. Elphaba's father wasn't who she thought. The wizard himself is Elphaba's biological father. This is why Elphaba has such powerful magic. This is why the wizard wanted her in the first place. He didn't want to kill her. He wanted to use her, to drain her power and make himself truly unstoppable. Elphaba is shattered, but she doesn't have time to process. Morrible attacks, and the two witches, student and teacher, engage in a magical duel that tears the castle apart.
Glinda takes on the wizard's army, while Elphaba battles Morrible. The fight is brutal, raw. Morrible taunts Elphaba, tells her she'll always be seen as wicked, that history is written by the victors, that her defiance was meaningless. But Elphaba doesn't fight for glory. She fights because it's right. And in a desperate move, she channels all her power into one spell. She doesn't kill Morrible, because that would make her the monster they claim she is. Instead, she strips Morrible of her magic entirely, rendering her powerless. Morrible collapses, screaming. Without magic, she's just a bitter old woman. She's arrested by her own soldiers, who are horrified at what she's become. Now Elphaba faces her father, the wizard. He's in his control room, surrounded by machines, still trying to activate the animal silencing device. Elphaba confronts him. She offers him a choice. Stop this madness. Admit your crimes. Step down peacefully. The wizard refuses. He's too far gone, too addicted to power. He says he did it all for the greater good, that sometimes you have to break a few eggs, that the ends justify the means. Elphaba realizes he'll never stop, but she can't kill him. That's not who she is. So she does something else. She sabotages his machine, causes it to overload. The explosion will destroy the device and expose the wizard's crimes to all of Oz. But someone has to stay behind to ensure it detonates. Someone has to hold the spell in place. Fiyero volunteers. As the Scarecrow, he can't die from the blast. But Elphaba refuses. She's lost too much already. She won't lose him too. That's when Glinda steps forward. She has a plan, but it requires trust. It requires Elphaba to do something she's never done before. Let someone else be the hero. Glinda reveals her plan. They'll fake Elphaba's death, make it look like she died in the explosion, a villain defeated. This way, Elphaba can finally be free. No more running, no more fighting. She can live in peace, hidden from the world. Elphaba hesitates. It means abandoning Oz, letting Glinda take all the credit, living a lie. But Glinda insists. This is her chance to make things right, to finally be the good witch she's supposed to be, but for real this time. They execute the plan. The device explodes in a massive fireball. The wizard is found unconscious in the rubble, his machines destroyed, his crimes exposed. The people of Oz are horrified at what their leader has done. And in the ashes, they find Elphaba's iconic black hat and a pile of green dust. The Wicked Witch is dead. Oz is saved. Glinda steps up. She addresses the nation, grief-stricken, explaining how Elphaba sacrificed herself to save Oz. She reveals the truth about the animals, about the wizard's tyranny, about everything. She doesn't paint herself as a hero. She tells them the real hero was the woman they called wicked. The public is shocked, ashamed, heartbroken. They'd been so wrong.
They built statues of the wizard and wanted to destroy the one person actually protecting them. The wizard is tried for his crimes. He's not executed, but exiled, sent away in his own balloon, back to wherever he came from, a con man who flew too close to the sun. Morrible is imprisoned for life, her magic gone, her legacy destroyed. Glinda becomes the official leader of Oz, but she rules differently. She dismantles the oppressive systems, frees the animals, gives them back their voices and their rights. She establishes a council of representatives from all corners of Oz. She becomes the good witch she always wanted to be, but through action, not just appearance.
But here's the thing, Elphaba didn't die. In a secret location far from Oz, beyond the deadly desert, Elphaba lives in a small cottage. Her green skin remains, a mark she's learned to love. She tends a garden, rescues animals, lives quietly. And she's not alone. Fiyero is with her, still the scarecrow, but learning to embrace his new form. They've found a strange, beautiful kind of peace together. One evening, there's a knock at the door. Elphaba opens it, wand ready, expecting danger. Instead, it's Glinda. She's traveled in secret, risking everything to visit her friend. The two women embrace, tears flowing. Glinda tells Elphaba about the new Oz, about the changes, about how people sing songs about the Wicked Witch who saved them all. Children dress up as her for festivals. She's become a legend, a symbol of resistance and courage. Elphaba laughs. It's ironic. In death, she's finally understood. In hiding, she's finally free. Glinda can't stay long. She has responsibilities, a country to heal, but she promises to visit when she can. The two friends, once torn apart by politics and fear, have found their way back to each other. As Glinda leaves, flying away on her bubble, Elphaba watches from her cottage window. She thinks about the journey, about the cost, about the impossible choices. She was called wicked for defying an unjust system. She was called evil for protecting the innocent. She was called a monster for refusing to be a victim. But in the end, she stayed true to herself, and that's the most powerful magic of all. Fiyero joins her at the window. They don't need words. They've both sacrificed so much, lost so much, but they've gained something too. Freedom, truth, love. The camera pulls back, showing their cottage surrounded by a lush, thriving forest. Animals of all kinds, some talking, some not, live in harmony. This is Elphaba's true victory, a small corner of the world where everyone is accepted. Wicked for Good isn't just a fantasy movie. It's a story about how history is written by those in power, about how the people fighting for justice are often painted as villains by those who benefit from injustice. Elphaba's journey shows us that doing the right thing isn't always popular. Sometimes it's dangerous. Sometimes it costs you everything. But that doesn't make it any less right. The movie asks us to question the narratives we're told, to look beyond the propaganda, to ask who benefits from the story and who is silenced by it. Glinda's arc is equally powerful. She shows us that complicity, even from a good place, enables evil. That standing up late is better than never standing up at all. That true goodness isn't about appearance or popularity, it's about action and accountability. And the friendship between these two women, tested and broken and rebuilt, reminds us that connection is stronger than division, that love, in all its forms, is the most powerful force in any world. So, was Elphaba wicked? No, she was revolutionary, and that's far more dangerous to those in power than any amount of wickedness. The movie ends with a powerful message. Sometimes the greatest act of rebellion is simply refusing to be what others want you to be. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stay true to yourself, even when the whole world tells you you're wrong. And sometimes, the people history calls villains are actually heroes waiting for their story to be told correctly. This has been the story of Wicked for Good, a tale of defiance, friendship, and the courage to stand up when it would be so much easier to fall in line.
If you enjoyed this recap, hit that like button, subscribe for more movie breakdowns, and let me know in the comments, do you think Elphaba made the right choice? Could you sacrifice everything for a cause you believed in? Thanks for watching. Stay wicked, stay good, stay true.